Your sister needs a perfect wedding, Mom texted. We're using your college money. I was between patients when I read it. The phrasing struck me first, not can we talk, not would you consider. Just a quiet redistribution of something that, in her mind, was still communal property. As if my future remained a shared family account, I stared at the screen longer than I needed to. There was a version of me, years ago, who would have replied immediately with reassurance. Of course. Whatever she needs. I was the practical one. The stable one. The one who didn't require extra celebration. Instead, I typed I want her to be happy too. It was true. And it bought me time. The irony would have been funny if it weren't so predictable. There was no college money. Not anymore. I had graduated from Harvard Medical School without loans. The scholarships helped, but what truly carried me were the software patents I filed during undergrad, medical workflow tools that hospitals actually adopted. Quiet work, profitable work. Work I rarely discussed at family dinners because it made my sister uncomfortable. In my family's narrative, I was still the child who needed help. The reliable one. The one who would understand. 2 days later, my phone rang with a number I didn't recognize. Hi. This is Lauren from the Grand Meridian venue. I'm calling to confirm payment authorization for the Bennett wedding. We have your name listed as the funding contact. I leaned back in my office chair. My name? I asked carefully. Yes, we were told you'd be covering the final deposit. We just need verbal confirmation before we process. There it was. Not a discussion, an arrangement already in motion. I haven't authorized anything, I said. A pause. Papers shuffling on the other end. Oh. We were under the impression. I'm sure you were. I replied, keeping my tone even. Please send me the contract and the authorization form you have on file. When the email arrived minutes later, I saw my name typed neatly under, financial sponsor. No signature, just assumption. For a moment, I felt something sharp and familiar, guilt dressed as duty. My sister had always wanted the kind of wedding she'd pinned to boards since high school. Outdoor ceremony. String quartet. Imported flowers. She wasn't extravagant, she was romantic, and I loved her. But I also recognized the pattern. My achievements quietly converted into communal assets. My boundaries treated as temporary inconveniences. I called the venue back. I need to formally decline authorization, I said. Please note in your records that I am not financially responsible for this event. Any charges processed under my name would be unauthorized. Lauren's voice shifted into professional clarity. Understood. Will require the contracting party to update payment details before proceeding. Please copy my mother and sister on the confirmation email. Authority doesn't raise its voice. It documents. The confirmation went out within the hour. That evening, Mom called. What did you do? She asked, not angry, confused. I corrected a misunderstanding. They said the payment isn't approved. The deposit is due next week. I know. A long exhale. Your sister is devastated. I don't want her to be, I said. But I was never asked. I was assigned. That's not fair, Mom replied. Families help each other. I do help, I said quietly. But help isn't extraction. Silence stretched between us, heavy but not explosive. You've done well for yourself, she said finally. We just assumed that I would cover it, I finished. Another silence. This one less defensive. I paid my own tuition. I continued. I built my own income. I didn't ask for reimbursement when I could have. I didn't mention it when it would have embarrassed anyone. But I'm not a savings account you can access without asking. Her voice softened, though pride still lingered. So you're refusing? I'm saying this if I contribute. It will be because we discussed it openly, not because paperwork was drafted in my name. The next call came from my sister. She didn't cry. She sounded smaller than usual. Did you really cancel it? I didn't cancel anything, I said. I declined payment authorization. A pause. Mom said you don't want to support me. I want to support you. I replied. I don't want to be managed. That landed somewhere between us. Over the next few days, reality adjusted itself. The venue required updated billing information. The florist scaled back arrangements pending confirmed deposits. Nothing dramatic, just the slow recalibration that happens when an assumed source disappears. Then my sister called again. "We're looking at a smaller package," she said. "It's still beautiful. Just less." "Are you okay with that?" I asked. "I think so," she admitted. "I guess I thought you'd just handle it." "You always do." That was the first honest sentence anyone had said. "I don't mind helping," I told her. "But I need to be asked. And I need it to feel mutual." She was quiet for a long time. "Would you help with the photographer?" "That's the part I care about most. Specific, voluntary." "Yes," I said. "I can do that." When Mom called later, her tone had changed. Not apologetic exactly, but recalibrated. "We'll handle the rest," she said. "Thank you for being generous, not obligated." The wedding happened 3 months later. Smaller guest list. Fewer imported flowers. The venue looked just as warm in the late afternoon light. My sister smiled the same way she always had, wide and unguarded. No one mentioned the emails. Or the deposit. I paid the photographer directly. My name wasn't on any contract except that one. During the reception, Mom squeezed my hand briefly. Not a grand gesture. Just acknowledgement. The dynamic didn't transform overnight. I'm still the responsible one. Still the stable one. But something subtle shifted. They no longer assume access. And I no longer offer it automatically. It isn't dramatic. It isn't triumphant. It's just quieter now. And that's enough.